Welcome to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost with me, Charly Leetham. If you're a small business owner looking to simplify technology and get real, actionable advice from someone with 35 years of IT experience, you're in the right place. Every episode, I'll dive into tools and systems like email, CRM, marketing and tracking, and I'll break them down into bite-sized tips you can use straight away. Your time is valuable, so let's get straight to the point. It's time to work smarter, not harder. Rise and shine. Welcome to your dose of business tech inspiration with me, Charly Leetham. This is episode number 614. And today we're going to be talking about shadow IT within your organization. So when you're running a very small business, especially one that works with a mix of staff and subcontractors, it can feel like technology decisions just happen on the fly. And honestly, they truly do. Someone signs up for a free app here, another person uses a file sharing tool there. Before long, you've got what we call shadow IT, tools and systems being used without official approval. Sometimes you don't even know that they're using them. And then when you go and say, where is this thing? Oh, that's in this system over here that I've saved it off and I don't have access to that. The question is, should you actually worry about this, or is it just part of being a nimble small business? Let's unpack a bit about that one today, shall we? So what's the definition of shadow IT and why does it happen? Shadow IT is just a fancy way of saying technology being used outside of your official setup. It's when someone brings in a tool or a service that hasn't been formally approved or tracked, and it's still being used to get work done. Small distributed teams naturally tend to gravitate towards this. And it's not malicious. Well, it often isn't malicious. It's survival. People need to get things done quickly, and if the official tool is clunky or they don't know how to use it, they'll grab whatever is easiest for them. Common examples in small business, things like file sharing tools, chat apps, software as a service tool. Think Google Drive links being shared when the business uses Dropbox, or WhatsApp group chats running alongside your official Slack. Maybe it's Trello boards, Asana tasks, or random free PDF tools. That's the sort of thing that can happen. The role and speed the role of speed and convenience over process. Small businesses thrive on speed. If a process is too slow or rigid, your people will work around it, and often those workarounds are faster at the moment, but they're riskier long term. Subcontractors can amplify the risk, and this is, I'm not saying you don't use subcontractors. I love using subcontractors, but subcontractors can actually amplify the risk. Subbies, in particular, bring their own habits and their own tools. They may already use certain apps, but will default to them unless guided otherwise. Multiply that across several subcontractors, and suddenly you've got a patchwork of systems that you're trying to work with. What's the risk of shadow IT to small business? Well, data security concerns are the biggest ones. Unsecured apps, lost laptops, etc. One of the biggest risks is security. If someone is using a free app with poor security, your client data could be at risk. Even something as simple as a lost laptop without encryption could expose sensitive files. I guess the other thing that I should call out here is that some of those apps store their data in servers not in your country, and you need to check that you're not actually breaching any of your data privacy law requirements with your clients when they're using these apps. And if you don't know they're using these apps, you don't know that you're not compliant. Major issue. Compliance and client confidentiality. Client confidentiality issues. If you're handling client information, even in a small setup, there's an expectation that it's going to be stored safely. Using unapproved tools could mean you're accidentally breaking contracts or breaching privacy regulations, as I just said. Fragmentation of workflows and duplicated costs. Shadow IT doesn't just risk data, it costs money and time, or it can cost money and time. You might end up paying for multiple overlapping tools, or worse, having work split across systems that don't even talk to each other. Knowledge silos when the tools aren't documented. If a subcontractor uses their own tool, then leaves, all of that knowledge might leave with them. That Trello board or shared Google Sheet could vanish, and with it, key project information. Reputational damage is also a big one if something goes wrong. For small businesses, reputation is everything. A client finding out that their sensitive data was shared through a sketchy free app can seriously hurt trust, can seriously harm the trust, even if no real breach occurs. So, how do you manage shadow IT without killing flexibility? Start by understanding what your people are already using. Before cracking down, take stock. Ask your team and subcontractors what tools they actually use day to day. Sometimes the shadow systems are actually better than your official ones. Encourage openness rather than punishment. You don't want people hiding their tool use. Make it safe for them to say, hey, I use this app because it works better. That honesty gives you visibility. Provide simple, approved alternatives that work just as well. If you want people to stop using random apps, you've got to provide good, easy options. If your approved tools are clunky, people will resist. Pick tools that match how small teams really work. Now, I'm going to say you're going to have to temper that a little, because some of the clunkiness in an app is outweighed by the fact that it integrates with something else. So, yeah, it might be a little more clunky to use, but you're going to save time in the back end. So, it's a real trade off there. Balance trust with minimum guardrails for security. At the end of the day, it's all about balance. Give your people trust and freedom, but put minimum guardrails in place, like requiring passwords on laptops or using two-factor authentication on key apps. This way, you can keep security without slowing everyone down. So, should you worry about shadow IT in your small business? Totally. Absolutely. But you shouldn't panic about it. You shouldn't lock everything down. That's not the way to approach it. It's way more easier to be aware, set up a few smart boundaries, and keep communications open. If you can strike the balance, you'll stay secure without losing the agility that makes small businesses thrive. Now, I can actually give you a practical example of this one, and it happened to me this week. I run a CRM. I have a module within a CRM that I've created to capture information from one of our workflows. We've been using it for a little while, and one of my subcontractors came to me and said, "Oh, look, I've been maintaining this spreadsheet over here just to track this process, this part of the process, because I wasn't sure this part of the process wasn't working." And I looked and I went, "I didn't even know that spreadsheet existed." So, oh, okay, cool. Thanks for doing that. Thanks for letting me know. Why are you using this spreadsheet? And when they told me, I went, okay, but if I was to modify the module in the CRM to actually track all that information for you, oh, that would be much better. And I went and modified it. And now I've got a system that it's not just that subcontractor who has access to that spreadsheet. Now, the team has access to that information and we can use that information. So it does work. Okay, guys, what do you think? Do you worry about shadow IT in your business? Have you had subcontractors say, we're just going to do it this way because it's easier, and it's broken your systems, or you haven't known about it and you've lost information? Have I said something here that you disagree with? Have I said something here that's raised more questions than I've answered? I would love to know. Come across to my community, askcharlyleetham.locals.com. You can join the conversation there. Of course, you can leave comments on my videos wherever you're watching or listening to them. I will get back to those ones eventually. And if this video was helpful, that's what I've got to do. Give it a like for me, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you find out when I drop more content. My content is every other day. I am struggling a little at the moment because I'm writing some training courses and they're taking a lot of my time, so these videos are a little slower in coming out. So if I do miss a day, please just give me a little bit of grace. I'm working hard here. All right, guys, I will see you the day after tomorrow. Bye. Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost. I hope today's episode gave you some actionable insights that will make your business tech work smarter for you. If you found value, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other small business owners who could use a daily boost. For more tips, tools, and resources, visit www.askcharlyleetham.com. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and let's make tech simple together.